Your parents told you to pay off your mortgage as fast as possible. Dave Ramsey screams it from the rooftops. Every financial guru says be debt-free. But here's a controversial truth that might shock you. Paying off your mortgage early could be one of the worst financial mistakes you'll ever make. And the math behind why this advice is terrible will blow your mind. The opportunity cost reality. Let's say you have an extra $1,000 per month. Your mortgage rate is 4%, but the stock market averages 10% annually over the long term. If you put that extra money toward your mortgage, you save 4% in interest. But if you invest that same money in index funds, you earn an average of 10% annually. That's a 6% difference every single year on every extra dollar. Over 30 years, that 6% difference turns into hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost wealth. You literally paid hundreds of thousands to feel good about being debt-free. It's like choosing to walk instead of drive because walking feels more virtuous, even though driving gets you there faster. The inflation superpower. Here's something your parents didn't understand about inflation. It's actually your best friend when you have a fixed-rate mortgage. In 1980, the average house cost $68,000. That same house now costs $400,000. But if your parents had a mortgage in 1980, they were still paying the same monthly amount in 2010, even though their salaries probably tripled. Inflation made their mortgage payment feel like pocket change. And if you think I'm wrong about inflation, comment your parents' mortgage payment from the 80s. I guarantee it's less than your current rent. When you pay off your mortgage early, you're giving up this inflation advantage. You're paying today's expensive dollars instead of tomorrow's cheap dollars. It's like buying a movie ticket today for a movie that'll be half price tomorrow. Why would you do that? The liquidity trap. Your house might be worth $500,000, but you can't pay your medical bills with your kitchen. When you put extra money into your mortgage, you're locking it away in the least liquid asset possible. Remember 2008? People had paid off huge chunks of their mortgages, then lost their jobs. Banks wouldn't lend to unemployed people, even if they owned valuable homes. Their equity was trapped. Meanwhile, people with mortgages but cash investments could access their money instantly during the crisis. Cash is king during emergencies, not home equity. It's like putting all your emergency fund in a safe you can only open when you don't need it. Completely backwards. The tax advantage you're throwing away. Mortgage interest is tax deductible. When you pay mortgage interest, the government essentially pays part of your mortgage for you through tax savings. But when you pay off your mortgage early, you lose this deduction forever. Let's say you're in the 24% tax bracket. Every dollar of mortgage interest you pay saves you 24 cents in taxes. So your 4% mortgage rate is really only costing you about 3% after taxes. Now that 3% real cost looks even worse compared to 10% investment returns. You're giving up 7% annual returns to avoid a 3% real cost. Now, I know some of you are typing angry comments about debt being bad, but can you actually refute this math? Show me the numbers in the comments. It's like refusing a $7 reward because you don't want to pay $3 in costs. The math doesn't work. The Billionaire Strategy. Here's something interesting. Most wealthy people carry mortgages their entire lives, even when they could pay them off instantly. Warren Buffett has a mortgage. Mark Zuckerberg has a mortgage. Why? Because they understand opportunity cost. They'd rather have their money earning 8 to 12% in investments than saving 4% in mortgage interest. Even real estate investors use mortgages to buy rental properties because leverage amplifies returns. They're not trying to pay off properties faster, they're using cheap debt to buy more properties. Wealthy people use debt as a tool, not something to be afraid of. They understand that cheap debt can actually make you wealthier if used correctly. The psychological peace of mind trap. But what about peace of mind? Doesn't being debt-free feel amazing? Sure, but expensive feelings aren't smart financial strategy. Here's the thing about financial peace of mind. Having more money actually gives you more peace of mind than having less debt. Would you rather have a paid-off $300,000 house and $50,000 in savings, or a mortgaged house and $500,000 in investments? Look, I know this goes against everything you've been told, but which matters more, feeling good or building wealth? Comment your choice below. Which scenario actually gives you more options, more security, more peace of mind? The answer is obvious when you see the numbers. Real peace of mind comes from financial flexibility, not from eliminating every debt regardless of the cost. Conclusion. Your mortgage isn't your enemy. It's cheap money that inflation makes even cheaper over time. Instead of rushing to pay it off, put that extra money to work in investments where it can actually grow. What would you choose? Comment below. Team pay off mortgage or team invest? Let's see who wins this debate. Remember, the goal isn't to be debt-free. The goal is to build wealth and have options. Hit subscribe if you want more unpopular financial truths that could make you wealthy. Sometimes the best financial advice sounds crazy until you see the math.